Welcome to Your Good News. I'm Rena Sargentopoulos. This is a show dedicated to nothing but things that will make you smile or at least help you find hope and faith in humanity. The world is a rough place, and sometimes we just need to hear some of the good things going on. Well, the Minnesota Wild just locked down their superstar. Kirill Kaprizov inked a jaw-dropping 8-year, $136 million deal, the biggest contract in NHL history. And as Morgan Wolf reports, it is a bold move that sends a clear message. Kaprizov will be the centerpiece of the Wild's future.
There were many smiles skating at practice as the Wild superstar Kirill Kaprizov is here to stay.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of team dinners that are going to be looked at him when the bill comes. I said the team card can just be Kirill's card this year. So
every road trip.
The 28-year-old standout is planting his feet firmly in the state of hockey.
I'm so happy to stay 9 more years here, and it's like I say before, it's my second home.
This one is just, it's big because Kirill is our franchise player.
General Manager Bill Guerin says that it is the most impactful signing in Wild history, not just because of the numbers, but the message that it sends to other players.
Great players want to play with great players.
This contract secures a foundation for the Wild to build around.
That means a lot.
Jess Meyer has covered the team for years, pointing out that they are finally putting the Zach Parise and Ryan Suter era officially behind them.
It really seems like things are different now. There's money to be spent. There's not the salary cap constraints that Bill Guerin and the team were under as recently as June of last year. This is a team that really doesn't think it's very far away from making that next step. But make no mistake, Kirill Kaprizov was the key to all of it. That's a part that you can't replace that easily.
How do you celebrate this? How do you
play game tonight?
As for the general manager,
Might have a couple martinis to celebrate.
Well, time was of the essence for many reasons. The season starts next week, and the Wild did not want this to be a distraction. And also, this is the last year to sign an 8-year contract since the rules changed for the 26-27 season, where the max contract allowed will be 7 years. All right, let's talk hockey at the youth level, and a story about a young man who returned to the rink for the first time since a life-changing injury 9 months ago. Jackson Drum from Alexandria broke his neck during a hockey game in Canada. Now he's home after months of recovery in Atlanta. And when he returned, the ultimate welcome back from his teammates. Our Jessica Hart was there.
For hockey players, the rink is home.
I can't believe it. It's like everything just lined up together. Just for this moment.
A moment Jackson Drum,
it's just been a really long haul,
and his mother Erica couldn't have predicted.
I did not think I would be in a hockey rink for quite a while, and here we are.
In a rink watching Jackson's team. In January, he was injured playing hockey in Canada. Jackson went headfirst into the boards, damaging his C1 and C2 vertebrae.
So it's like the most severe spinal cord injury you can have.
When they told me I was paralyzed, I told them that I wasn't paralyzed, really. But I had confidence that I'd recover.
He is very determined.
Jackson was on a ventilator for 5 months. On his 18th birthday, he started to breathe on his own.
And everybody had told us the chance of him getting off of the ventilator alone was like 1 in a million.
Then Jackson started moving his legs and arms. And now he's taking steps toward his future.
I want to tie the skates up again. I want to be able to get back on the ice with my team and tell my story around the world.
Because for Jackson, the rink is home.
I love everything about hockey, to be honest with you.
And his injury hasn't changed his feelings.
I think the way that I stay positive is that everything happens for a reason. You got to keep going, you know? And the harder I work, the more progress I see, in my opinion.
His friends and family were with him every step of the way, and they'll be there when he's back on the ice.
Jackson's next goal is to walk again and then eventually become a hockey coach. In a few days, he'll go back to school and plans to graduate this spring. Well, time to give football its due. Plenty of Minnesota Vikings fans made the trip to Dublin for the big game against the Steelers. That one didn't turn out the way we'd hoped for, but there's always London and the Cleveland Browns. And as Ian Russell reports, Vikings fans are traveling to check out the team in both cities.
Lifelong passion.
I mean, I grew up a Vikings fan.
Sure takes a lot of work.
They were never playing internationally, so this was never a dream of ours.
From the Met to the bank,
yeah.
Vanessa and Annie Hardikoff have seen their fair share of Vikings ups and downs. there for the good memories.
Me and my dad have had season tickets for over 25 years.
There for even life's most unimaginable moments.
They determined that chemotherapy would be beneficial to keep all of this at bay.
Breast cancer.
Every round of chemo was super hard.
Required 4 rounds of chemotherapy earlier this year.
My body is getting back to where it needs to be.
So what better way to celebrate than with that lifelong passion?
When I saw London come up, it was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Vanessa, Andy, and their 2 kids, Ava and Tate, will make the trip across the pond for the Vikings game in London to celebrate Vanessa.
Started with let's do Dublin and London, and then I had to be like,
yes,
let's
we
roll
backed
it
it
back
off
a
to
little
just
bit.
we backed it off to just London.
They'll join the thousands of fans from all over the world, including those already there.
It's nice when they come over here, I get to see a win all the time. So
Rich Dawson is co-president of the UK and Ireland Vikings fan club.
The Vikings are really well supported this side of the pond.
Looking forward to 2 games on his side of the Atlantic.
Yeah, this is much more friendly on the sleep patterns.
Lifelong passion, no matter which side of the pond you're on, no matter what your reason is for celebrating.
And those international fans that will definitely bring us into their fold and see how the Londoners do it.
In Minneapolis, Ian Russell, KARE 11 News.
Vanessa, Andy, and their kids will be there for the London game. Rich says he couldn't miss the opportunity to see Ireland and to see the Vikings play twice so close to him. Well, still to come, a former Australian Olympian running the Twin Cities 10-mile, hoping to inspire others. We'll tell you about the medical issues she had to overcome and how Medtronic changed her life. But first, here's some of your good news that you shared with us this week. Randy sent this in. He said, I took it last weekend at Agate Lake, just west of Gull. The water was flat as a pancake. Beautiful. Isn't that pretty? I bet it was even more beautiful in person.
Yeah, the camera never does it justice, right? But that looks stunning.
Pretty stunning there. Nancy Lundquist sent in these beautiful bird photos.
Yeah.
She says, we thought the best part of moving into a zero-entry home was not having to do steps as we grew older. Then we started seeing an amazing variety of birds visiting our various critter feeders. This is just the tip of the iceberg, she says. She included a bunny picture because she says they are my favorite mammal. There he is.
Very cool.
And here's one from one of our own. Our executive producer, Jennifer, shared this. Her daughter, Lennon, hitting her first ever home run.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome? This was at the 10U state tournament over the weekend. Shakopee 10 Red. She says my favorite part is all the girls cheering her on at the end. This is so cute. Oh, look at, she slides. I can't even take this. Look at, they all come over. Look how excited they are for her. Can you even stand it? If that doesn't make your heart melt, I don't know what does.
Very cool. Congrats on the first home run.
Welcome back. A former Australian Olympian is coming to run the Medtronic Twin Cities 10 mile. It's not that unusual in itself, but her reason for traveling around the world to run here is.
The earliest memory I have of myself running is as a 10-year-old at Little Athletics.
Krishna Stanton started her running career in track. After winning a scholarship to the Australian Institute of Sport, things really took off for her.
1992 Barcelona Olympics was the last time the 3,000 metres was run for women, so I competed in the track there. It wasn't the best that I would have said I've ever run, but you know, once an Olympian, always an Olympian, I'm told.
Krishna would go on to have many better days than the 1992 Olympics. In 2001, her best friend convinced her to run the Sydney Marathon. The longer distance suited her.
And I actually won that marathon in a time of 2:38. And when I crossed the line, the media were there and they said, you qualified for the Commonwealth Games in Manchester in 2002.
And in that race in Manchester, her second ever marathon, she took the silver medal. But in 2005, Krishna was diagnosed with celiac disease. She would go on to have 5 bowel surgeries, and for the next 10 years, she stopped running.
What happened was that I was incontinent for so long that it destroyed all the nerves. You can tell that I've lost any inhibitions about talking about it now. I wasn't sure whether my life was ever going to be what it used to be or whether I could ever run again.
She would run again, thanks to an implanted Medtronic nerve stimulator device. Her first marathon back was in 2016.
It's one of the highlights of my running career because it took so much persistence, perseverance, and trials and tribulations to get there.
After that, it was only up for her again. She's even set a world record for her age group since the surgery. And now she's coming to Minnesota on a mission that has nothing to do with running itself.
It really has given me the confidence, but also a new lease on life, I feel is why I'm speaking out now and so open to talking about this incontinence issue and what can be done for people, because unless I would have been given this opportunity, I wouldn't be able to run.
Krishna will be in town to help inspire others who might have faced the same issue. She hopes to come back and run the full marathon someday. Well, our next story is also overcoming adversity to achieve a goal. It may not be a marathon, but as Audrey Russo explains, it is equally as awesome.
So just a light grip on the bar. Breathe. Your hip width apart.
Working out.
Squeeze, release.
You feel the pain before the game.
Squeeze, release. You're so close. You have one more change.
I feel like I'm wobbling.
Choose your mindset.
But accomplishment.
The biggest thing is figuring out your new center of balance.
Is the only sensation Becky Panzer can feel.
I'm paralyzed from the chest down. I was disabled in 2011 with a blood clot that landed on my spine.
If you think that's stopping Becky from exercising,
yeah, I can do it.
Get ready.
I'm beyond excited
to feel.
I'm very nervous.
Inspired.
The number is a mile. I'm going for a mile.
But a mile might as well be a marathon when the starting point is a fraction of that distance.
And I can maybe go 2 feet in my house. Yeah, when I'm on here, I go 45 minutes.
Look at those legs go. Becky's Health Kick, kickstarted.
I can see it, even though I don't feel it.
By Lifetime Fitness Club in Rosemount.
I was just amazed that nobody saw the wheelchair. And I met a very special gal, Ashley.
Come on in, come on in.
And she's like, you absolutely can do bars.
She's just a bright light. I've never heard her have an excuse for anything. If something's not working for her, we just adjust.
I just felt so normal here.
That sense of belonging was something to lean on, metaphorically. As the day arrived for Becky to find her footing and achieve a feat.
We're just walking with her, supporting her.
You're doing so great.
My whole family is here. All my family and friends. It's amazing.
Long laps in the blazing sun.
I'll get there.
Yes, you will.
We're halfway.
She's the most motivated person I've ever met. She never gives up.
The only feeling
3 left
is certainty. That Becky doesn't need to feel the burn.
She doesn't let too much give her down.
To know that she's a sensation.
Woo! People that didn't even know me were rooting me on. My family is good to me. They push me, and I intend to push myself.
You got it, Becky!
I am really proud of myself. I just hope that my message gets across to other people.
In Rosemount.
To not try is to fail.
Audrey Russo, KARE 11 News.
Way to go!
Becky collected donations in the weeks leading up to her walk. She raised $1,000 sponsoring kids' participation in all wheelchair accessible camp. That's awesome. Well, last week, Minnesota's first and only veterinary neurology center opened near Forest Lake. The hospital says it will provide 24/7 specialized care, filling a gap in the region. Our Heidi Wigdahl got inside before they opened.
For more than a year, construction has been underway on Minnesota's first veterinary neurology center. But come Monday, the sounds of power tools, good girl, will be replaced with the sounds of pets getting the care they need.
Good girl, eh?
And led by Missy Carpentier, owner and head neurologist at Minnesota Veterinary Neurology.
This is Aidney. She is my 10-year-old lab mastiff mix who actually has lumbosacral disease, which is one of the things that we treat here.
While physical rehabilitation is offered here, the foundation of the hospital focuses entirely on neurology and neurosurgery.
It was just something that it just felt like I had to do so that I can be helping more pets and their owners, really, because there's a lot that we can do, but it makes it difficult when it's a hospital that has other specialties and other doctors focused on other areas, which are so needed, but there's also the necessity to really be able to focus on solely neurology. This is our tech office, which has glass looking directly into our treatment area because this is the main hub of where we do all of our work.
From spinal injuries to seizures, the hospital offers 24/7 emergency care, MRI.
Patient is there with
surgery and treatment, all under one roof.
Here you have X-ray.
Helping pets get the care they need faster.
Getting that quick diagnosis so we can start treatment right away is really important.
It's the first of its kind in Minnesota, serving pets all across the region. Missy says the demand is there, especially since the pandemic.
So many people just realized how important their pets were. They got so much closer to their pets. We have more people seeking out specialty care than before.
Missy is building upon that, giving pets a place to go. In Columbus, Heidi Wigdahl, KARE 11 News.
The clinic is located next to Running Aces Casino, and that is near Forest Lake. Still to come, the ice cream man like you've never experienced before. But first, here's more of your good news that you shared with us this week. John Christensen sent in a pic of these gorgeous boys, Siberian forest cat brothers. This is Sherlock and Watson, always curled up on the couch watching the news with me. Oh, those are pretty boys. They say hi to Heidi's Bunny Pancake. He's referring to our resident cat lady here at KARE 11, Heidi Wigdahl, who does have a cat named Bunny Pancake. And honestly, is there a better name for an animal than Bunny Pancake?
Especially if they came to like the sound Bunny Pancake and then they come over. That would be the cutest thing.
Bunny does like to eat her food. We had someone send this in last week. I've been trying to get their names, so I've been holding off on it. But they said, walking today and saw this beauty in Garrison, Minnesota. We were on an abandoned road. Got it. It's just that time. It may seem like it's hot out there, Ben, but it is time for fall. Those
Purples
leaves,
and reds.
Yeah, there you go.
It's time.
And Dave says my wife's hibiscus plants are in good form. Unfortunately, they only last a short period, but they are great to look at. Indeed, they are. Welcome back. Right now in St. Paul's Mears Park, crowds are gathering for a special art showcase. Instead of landmarks and nature, a photographer is focusing on the people who live and thrive in our capital city. Sammy Salinas shares the story behind the art of Downtown St. Paul Stories.
The heart of St. Paul has ebbed and flowed in recent years.
One of my questions to people was, how can downtown St. Paul be better?
Katie McNamara Howie captures people caught in its current.
Overwhelmingly, people just want to see more community.
She's exhibiting her new project, By a Thread, Downtown St. Paul Stories at Mears Park, featuring 30 St. Paulites and special places.
What surprised me was every single person's dedication to downtown St. Paul.
From the mayor to a bus operator, Guled, who works for Metro Transit, told Katie he met his wife downtown. St. Paul Police Sergeant Samantha told her the scent of the St. Paul Farmers Market reminds her of childhood.
I mean, one of my favorite participants was the dog walker. I think we went out on a shoot with 13 dogs. I'd never been with that many dogs in a car before.
Katie not only captured the joy, but the hardship. Mike, who owns Lofty Dogs, told her, I wish some of the vacancies would fill.
I mean, people are concerned about crime. People are concerned about drugs.
Hannah is a waitress at Meritage and a foster parent. She says, as I work downtown and see so many people struggling, so many people beyond my ability to help, I come home and I pour myself into my kids.
People are looking not for it to go back to how it was, but really a reimagining of what it can be.
Katie says sometimes St. Paulites see their downtown appearing to be swimming upstream.
We really are connected by a thread.
But she also believes everyone in these photos recognizes a rising tide lifts all boats.
Telling their stories has just been such an honor.
You can check out those photos until the snow falls. Well, the calendar says fall, but it sure feels like summer. So for Boyd's Land of 10,000 Stories, he takes us to Bone Lake in Wisconsin to show us how they're taking the joys of an ice cream truck off-road.
When this music wafts across most neighborhoods, kids run out their front doors. But on Bone Lake in Polk County, Wisconsin, they run out the back.
We're gonna have the red one.
There you go.
Thank you.
Even at 4, Georgia Leopold knows
The strawberry one.
this is special.
We're gonna get you guys.
Any neighborhood
Thank you.
can have an ice cream truck. But on Bone Lake, ice cream floats.
We heard the music and we're like, is that an ice cream boat?
Ice cream boat proprietor Dylan Durhide.
So we just kind of made it up on our own.
With Dad Mike as driver.
I could hear them. Me too.
Gives both dogs and docks at the 500 cabins on Bone Lake. a workout.
Number 12, please.
12.
It reminds you of the old ice cream trucks when you were smaller that would come down your neighborhood. You could hear that music, and you knew what was coming.
How's it going? It was Tyler's Treats originally.
Tyler first bought the Craigslist pontoon, which he sold to younger brother Dylan when he left for college.
I didn't have any money though, so I got a loan from my dad. I loaned my other son the money too, so I think I've bought the boat twice technically at this point.
Not the last time the pontoon's been responsible.
This is a lucrative dock.
For a dad being separated from his dollars.
It's like the Pied Piper, and they all run for the dock, and I have to go look for my wallet.
When the trolling is good.
All right, what can I get you?
Sales can reach $1,000 or $2,000 a weekend.
Restock lady, yep. Moms have many jobs.
This weekend has been one of those.
There you go.
Thank you.
Their 2-song playlist aside.
I hear it in my sleep sometimes.
Not a bad way for a father and son to spend a summer.
Hang out with my dad, get the good weather, make a bunch of people's days.
Thank you. My goal is that every time we come here to have at least one Divins desserts.
At a time of year when lake days are numbered.
I want number 8.
Ice cream on the water beats a rocky road.
Hey guys!
This is the highlight of the weekend.
Boyd Hooper.
See it.
KARE 11 News.
Ah!
Bone Lake, Wisconsin.
Well, along with paying his dad for the loan, Dylan is saving money for college. He says he can't imagine a better summer job than one spent on a lake. All right, let's take a final listen to some of your good news that you shared with us this week.
Dada, where are you? Dada, where are you?
So cute. David and Eileen Waterman's grandson, Cadence, watches so much Peppa Pig that he now speaks with a British accent. Dada, where are you? So cute. Jake and Cindy Jo Zins from Nicollet celebrated their 25th anniversary yesterday. Is it Nicollet or Nicollet, Minnesota?
I trust you.
Okay, you looked
Yes.
at me funny, so I thought maybe I got it wrong. Okay.
No, I was just looking at you.
Happy anniversary, kiddos.
Observing the expert in, in her element.
Fake it till you make it. Doug says a pontoon ride with my grandson Mason and my lab Tucker.
Oh.
Is that not the cutest thing? That's at my lake home in the Brainerd Lakes area, he says. Thanks for joining us for Your Good News. If you'd like to share your good news with us, we do it every day at the end of our 4 p.m. newscast. It's super simple. Just send us an email to yourgoodnews@kare11.com. Be sure, though, to add your pictures or videos that you want us to share and your name. Anything goes. Nothing's too big or too small to make it into our newscast. All right, until we see you again, have an excellent week, friends.